I am the champion, my friend. Blah, blah, blah. Who's next? Nope. Peace out, homies. Hey guys, welcome back to Unimportant Reviews. My name's Steve, and today we'll be going over the Neca Pacific Rim Series 3 Jaeger Cherno Alpha. Now, as you can see, this is not currently in the packaging because, just like with the Coyote Tango video, it got previously corrupted, so I have to go back through and redo this all, which is perfectly fine because in the entire first introduction of this, I kept calling him Chernobyl Alpha, and it really bothered me anyways, and I was going to make fun of it, so yeah, at least I get to try to right my wrong, so to speak. But this is the oldest of the Mark I Jaegers that was seen in the film, and it was piloted by Sasha and Leskis Kotanovskis, which I really do love in the film, where he's sitting there, he's fighting Otachi, and puts him pretty much in like a little side headlock and just start punching him in the face with his little extended arms, and you just hear the Russian music going on in the background, just boom, 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 and it's just, I really do, it seems really great. So I'm really happy that NECA decided to bring us this figure, because in the movie, him and Crimson Typhoon didn't really get a decent amount of screen time, especially with the build-up that they had throughout the movie, where they were talking about like how awesome the three-handed formation is for Crimson Typhoon, and how awesome this guy was, where he guarded the wall for 6 years straight, and was pretty much undefeated, and for being the oldest tank of a mech. And it makes me happy because even though you didn't get a whole lot of screen time, you'll get a good amount of use out of my collection. Another thing I want to point out is overall, I really do love the design of this guy, because he's pretty much just a giant walking reactor, and he has like the overall paint scheme of those old Russian tanks. And to me, he seems like the most original of all the Jaegers. While when you look at all the other ones, you kind of see some subtle similarities between like them Jaegers and like other ones from the past. And he just, to me, just stands out, especially with the overall boxer mentality this guy has. Because if you see the pilots, they pretty much literally looked like they're ripped out of a Rocky IV movie. And it's really cute that the mech has overall the same kind of mentality with the little extended fist and the penny roll that sits in his hand where he clutches it and goes to use it for a little more added effect, which seems kind of weird because the entire hand's metal, so why you need that extra little leverage. But yeah, it's still a really cool design choice that they went with. And overall, this thing's just beefy looking. And one thing I want to point out for the packaging before we get into the actual going over all the little detailing stuff is that on my packaging, I can't really show it to you guys now, but it said that he was a Mark IV. So if any of you guys actually have that same thing going on with yours when you picked up, I would really like to know in the comments. Just wondering if this was overall my blooper or if it actually was just a part of the line in general. Because I watched one other reviewer, and he didn't actually mention that point. So if you guys can help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. But overall, let's start getting to the review. So for starters, I'll go over a little bit of the detailing on this guy. And I guess NECA really knocked it out of the park with this Cherno Alpha figure. Because I do love the head sculpt on this guy, even though I understand this isn't really the head, and this is actually where the cockpit is. But I do like the overall Cyclopsian look of this guy, with the one little eye here, where in the movie, when he's like crash lands and comes down, it's rising up, and I always thought that was a nice little touch that they added to that guy. And the detailing on these turbines is really good. I like all the little details on the side here. If you guys can read it without getting fuzzy on here, and it's even hard for me to read here, but it's got like the little phoenix going on here. And there's a lot of little subtle touches on this guy and notches that just really are phenomenal. Like the little Cherno Alpha symbol up here, and all the pinstriping with the black up here, and then you can see right here that it's got more of the red. And for being like more or less a solid like tank kind of army green color, they added a lot of extra little details on this guy just to help it stand out a little better. And then the amount of detailing, like all the turbines up here and the vents, like just the sculpting up here is just really great. It would have been maybe even better if they would have maybe added a little bit more paint application on here, like a little bit of metal going on with the fans and stuff. but it looks really good. And then for his arms, where you get like the nice Russian star coming up here. And again, it's just like amount of different color variations on here. Like you got the Russian star with the metal going on here, with the army green, and then more of the red notches with the black here. Then with his fists, where you get more of the pinstriping and the Cherno Alpha. And then, as you guys can see with this gimmick, he actually does the punchy hand thing. Though you gotta do it yourself, but I still really like it just because for posability purposes, it would be a lot better than it being like a little gimmick with like a spring or something. So I'm really glad they didn't go that route. But just the amount of detailing down here is it's just so good on this guy. And then for his knuckles, if you open up his hand, he's got the penny roll in here. I just can't get over how good this thing looks. And then for his body, where you get the cockpit here with the vents that come outside, which one thing I would have really liked, even though I can understand I'm not doing it because it would have bumped up the cost of this figure a lot, is maybe having these portholes actually come out. Because in the movie where you see him where he's just like getting all pumped up, and you see the vents, they come in and out. So that would have been a nice little touch, because then you could have like stayed near the collection and having that little pose, but it's just the amount of detail here is still just phenomenal. And then crotch shot. And then for his legs, which I don't know if this is the same for like everybody else with the paint, but mine's got like, it's missing a little bit of the paint like on the leg here and over here on this side, which you kind of think it's more of like battle damage, stuff like that. But it might have been a little, if they could have kept it with the army green a little smoother, because it's just like, especially that giant big old blotch just kind of stands out. So that's one little downer for my figure. I'm not sure if it's the same problem with everybody else, but there's my one little nitpick for this guy. And then the rest of his legs here. I really do like that they added the detailing to the bottom of the feet. It's just a really nice touch that they added. And then for the back of his body, there's his bum. And one thing I want to point out about this is I really do like with the pack back here, and they got the hose coming down here to the leg. They actually have it separated here. So again, with his legs moving, it doesn't hinder anything with this. So that was just a really nice touch about that. Because I could have seen them like maybe using a rubber tube here and then hooking it to the leg, so it'd be like bending and crimping and popping off. And I really like how they did that, especially since I don't ever see this part just like breaking off. And then for the rest of his back, and back up to the top of his head. So for his articulation, I gotta say, this is by far the best of all the figures that I've gotten from the Pacific Rim line in terms of articulation. Like, for starters, his head moves slightly back and forth. You can see in there, it's kind of like on a ball joint, but just all the plastic on here really hinders his movement, which doesn't bother me in the slightest because you never see it move in the movie. So it's understandable this doesn't move as well. And then for his shoulders, he actually has a really nice ball joint up here. And it's pretty crazy because he actually can come all the way around if you mess with it a little bit. And then you get a lot of pulsability with that. And then he's got a really good bend at the elbow. Man, I'm getting my anatomy just totally screwed up right now. Sorry, guys. But with the elbow, there's a lot of play there. And he also has a rotation at the elbow. So again, with the fist pose, it just really helps with that. And I really, really do love that they add these little subtle touches. And then for his little gimmick, it just goes in and out. And it takes a lot of work if you actually want to pop the hand off. And even just to show you guys, it can come off if you mess with it a lot. But it's really easy to get back on. It holds it really well. And his hands can move in and out. And then he's got a decent tummy crunch, which helps with the pulsability of him. And he can't rotate all the way around like some of the other yayas. But again, it's not really needed with these guys because you're not going to really have them like looking all the way back around. And then for his waist down here, with his legs attachment, they go in and out. Really nice range of motion there. And then they pretty much are hindered going backwards and forwards. Like, this is, you could get a lot of movement with this. And his knees bend really far back and forward. And then at his foot, you can see here it's got a little ball joint and a little wedge here. And you get a lot of play with his feet too, which one thing to point out too is these are actually really stiff, so it's really nice at holding the poses here. And then if I get my camera to set right, where you can pretty much like just have him, like, I don't know any of the other Jaegers that you can sit here and get him to do like nice crunch down poses where he's getting hurt, or the splits. If I can get him to do it. They're like, cha-ja! And here's Cherno Alpha compared to all the other Jaegers from the line that they released so far. Which I gotta say, I really do love that he just towers over all of them. And here he is compared next to his murderer leatherback. And here he is in the random oh no pose. So overall for this figure, I gotta say, this is by far the best figure that Neca really has released for the Pacific Rim series anyways. Like, it's just overall, his posability on this guy is just phenomenal. Pretty much can pose in pretty much any way you want him. Granted, it's a little bit harder to get him to do the where he's doing the punchings down here, where he's like squatting down, just like pa-ching, pa-ching. Like, he doesn't, the fists don't come exactly together the way I would like it, but still, overall, it's just, he's got so much play with them, and just, he helps accent a lot of your other figures. And I just highly recommend this guy to anyone that likes Pacific Rim. Even if you don't really care for Cherno Alpha from the film, this is still an amazing toy nonetheless. And if you're really in love with posing your figures with a lot of the other figures, like this guy, this is the figure for you. What do you guys think of this guy? Are you guys really excited about getting this guy in a collection too, or do you already have him and you really want to let me know about how he's been working out for you guys? I really appreciate it and like to hear about it in the comments. And if you guys like this video and want to see more stuff like this, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.